What if I told you that the most capable off-road mid-size truck on the planet just got even meaner? Welcome back to DriveTime. Today we're getting behind the wheel of something that's been turning heads everywhere it goes. This is the 2027 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. Now, the Colorado ZR2 has always been the gold standard for mid-size off-road trucks. But for 2027, Chevy has taken everything that made this truck great and turned it up to 11. We're talking about a truck that doesn't just conquer trails, it dominates them. And the best part? It does it all while keeping you comfortable, connected, and in complete control. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down every single detail of this off-road beast. From its aggressive new design language to the rumored power upgrades under the hood. From its class-leading suspension technology to the tech-filled interior that makes every drive an experience. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into the truck that's redefining what a midsize off-roader can be. Let's start with what you see first, the exterior. And let me tell you, the 2027 Colorado ZR2 makes an entrance. The current third-generation Colorado, introduced back in 2023, already had one of the boldest looks in the segment. Wide stance, muscular fenders, and that aggressive off-road presence that made it stand out in a parking lot full of trucks. But for 2027, Chevrolet has gone back to the drawing board and refined the design even further. Up front, you're looking at a revised fascia with a more prominent grille treatment. The signature ZR2 wide-body fender flares are still here, and they're more pronounced than ever. These aren't just for show, they allow for that aggressive off-road stance and accommodate the serious rubber underneath. Notice the raised hood, it's not just styling. That functional scoop helps feed air to the powerful engine sitting below. And those red tow hooks? They're not decorations. They're there to pull you out of trouble, or pull others out when you're the one doing the rescuing. Moving to the side, you can really appreciate the proportions of this truck. The ZR2 comes with exclusive 17-inch aluminum wheels wrapped in serious off-road rubber. And if you opt for the Bison package, which we'll talk about more later, you get 35-inch mud-terrain tires that make this thing look like it's ready to climb mountains. Functional rock sliders protect the body when you're navigating over boulders and obstacles. The front and rear bumpers have been modified for better off-road clearance. Every single design element here serves a purpose. This isn't a pavement princess, this is a truck that was born to get dirty. Out back, you get that same aggressive treatment. The rear bumper is sculpted for maximum departure angle, and the exhaust note, well, we'll get to that when we fire it up. Here's the thing about the 2027 ZR2's design, it strikes this perfect balance between being aggressive enough to turn heads and refined enough that you don't feel like you're driving a monster truck to the grocery store. Chevy's design team, led by executive design director Phil Zak, set out to create a truck that's tough, muscular, and capable. And honestly, they nailed it. New wheel designs across the lineup and fresh color options, including some bold new hues, freshen the appearance without alienating existing fans. And we're hearing rumors of updated LED headlamps and tail lamps with new light signatures that modernize the look while maintaining excellent visibility and durability. Alright, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this beast. And this is where things get really interesting for 2027. Under here sits GM's proven 2.7-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine, badged as the TurboMax. Now, in its current form, this engine produces 310 horsepower and a massive 430 pound-feet of torque. But here's where the 2027 model year gets exciting. Industry sources are pointing to a significant power upgrade for 2027. We're talking about a rumored bump to approximately 350 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. That's roughly a 13% increase in horsepower while maintaining the engine's incredible low RPM torque delivery. Now, why does this matter? Let me break it down for you. The 2.7 liters peak torque arrives early and stays strong across a broad rev range. That's absolutely critical for off-road situations where you need instant response, not peak horsepower at high RPM. When you're crawling over rocks or pulling yourself out of a muddy situation, you want torque right now. And this engine delivers. This power upgrade isn't just about bragging rights, though having 350 horsepower in a mid-size truck is definitely something to brag about. It's about closing the gap with competitors like the hybrid-assisted Toyota Tacoma, the capable Ford Ranger Raptor, and the unique Jeep Gladiator. All that power is channeled through an 8-speed automatic transmission that's been tuned specifically for the ZR2's off-road character. And with the proper configuration, the Colorado can tow up to 7,700 pounds. That means you can bring your toys, whether it's a camper, a boat, or a trailer full of dirt bikes, right along with you. The 4-wheel drive system is selectable, with a 2-speed transfer case that gives you the low-range gearing you need for serious off-road work. And with power-locking front and rear differentials, you're getting maximum traction in every situation. Whether you're blasting through the desert at high speed, crawling over boulders in Moab, or navigating snowy mountain passes, this powertrain has you covered. The TurboMax engine has been proven in the full-size Silverado, and it's been enhanced for the Colorado with a more rigid cylinder block casting and a 30% stiffer crankshaft. This thing is built to last. Now we get to the part that really matters, how this thing performs when the pavement ends. And let me tell you, the 2027 Colorado ZR2 is absolutely unstoppable off-road. The secret sauce here is the suspension. The ZR2 features a high-performance 3-inch factory lift with upgraded Multimatic DSSV dampers. And if that sounds familiar, it's because these are the same dampers that have been proven in off-road racing. Here's what makes DSSV, or Dynamic Suspension Spool Valve, so special. Unlike conventional shocks that use stackable shims to control fluid flow, DSSV uses a spool valve that opens and closes with precision. The result? Exceptional body control without sacrificing ride quality. It's the kind of technology that was once reserved for sports cars and race vehicles, and now it's standard equipment on the Colorado ZR2. Motor Trend spent a year with the Colorado ZR2, 50,000 miles of torture testing that included towing, cross-country hauls, overland travel, snow, mud, rocks, and desert running. And here's what they concluded: from a dollars per unit of performance standpoint, the Colorado ZR2 is the best midsize off-road pickup truck you can spend money on. That's not hype, that's real-world proof. When you compare the ZR2 to its main competitors, some interesting things emerge. The Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro doesn't feature a front-locking differential, which is a must-have for serious rock crawling. The Jeep Gladiator Rubicon is incredible in the rocks, but it can't match the ZR2's performance when the speed picks up in the desert. The ZR2, on the other hand, offers a pair of selectable locking differentials, front and rear. Combined with the Multimatic DSSV dampers, this truck excels at both slow-speed rock crawling and high-speed desert running. It's a true all-rounder. And for those who want to take things to the absolute extreme, there's the Bison package. Developed in partnership with American Expedition Vehicles, AEV, the Bison takes the ZR2 to an entirely different level. The Bison adds AEV heavy-duty winch-capable front and rear bumpers, AEV fender flares, 17-inch beadlock-capable wheels, and segment-exclusive 35-inch mud-terrain tires. You get boron steel skid plates that contribute to best-in-class underbody protection. And the numbers are staggering: a best-in-class approach angle of 38.2 degrees, departure angle of 26 degrees, and breakover angle of 26.9 degrees. Ground clearance? A massive 12.2 inches. The Bison also adds Multimatic front and rear jounce control dampers on top of the already incredible DSSV setup. This is the ultimate off-road machine, tested and proven by champion off-road racer Chad Hall in competition, as well as on the legendary Rubicon Trail. And you don't need to be an off-road expert to use all this capability. The ZR2 comes with multiple drive modes, including off-road, terrain, and Baja modes that are preset to send torque and traction exactly where it's needed. Just select the mode that matches your terrain and let the truck do the heavy lifting. Now, let's step inside. Because the 2027 Colorado ZR2 isn't just about what's happening outside, the interior is where you'll be spending your time, and Chevy has made sure it's a place you actually want to be. The centerpiece of the cabin is the class-leading 11.3-inch diagonal color touchscreen. And it's not just big, it's smart. The system comes with Google built-in, giving you access to Google Maps, Google Assistant, and the Google Play Store without needing to tether your phone. Google Assistant listens through natural voice recognition for both vehicle functions and in-vehicle apps. You can add music from the Google Play Store, set a course in Google Maps, and control various vehicle functions, all with your voice. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility come standard, along with a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. Behind the steering wheel, you get an 8-inch fully digital color instrument display that's fully customizable. You can configure it to show exactly the information you need, whether that's navigation, off-road data, or traditional gauges. Now, here's a feature that off-road enthusiasts are going to love. The infotainment system can display up to 10 camera views. And one of those views shows you what's underneath the truck. When you're navigating a rugged trail with hazards jutting up from the ground, being able to see exactly what's under your tires is an absolute game changer. The interior itself blends refinement with work-ready durability. The ZR2 features sporty round outboard vents, wrapped and stitched neat pads on the doors and center console, and contrast stitching that adds a premium feel. If you opt for the Bison package, you get exclusive AEV badging on the front headrests and all-weather floor liners. The seats are comfortable and supportive, exactly what you need for long trail days. And the cabin is surprisingly quiet for an off-road truck, thanks to improved insulation and sound-deadening materials. You can actually have a conversation at highway speeds without yelling. Physical climate controls and buttons for towing and the four-wheel drive system remain, which is a welcome touch in an era where everything is moving to touchscreens. You get the tactile feedback that makes operating these critical functions easy and intuitive. Chevy Safety Assist comes standard and includes automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, lane keep assist with lane departure warning, following distance indicator, forward collision alert, and IntelliBeam auto high beam control. Available adaptive cruise control adds another layer of convenience for highway driving. Alright, I've talked a lot about the specs and the features. But what's it actually like to drive this thing? Let me give you my honest impressions. On the road, the ZR2 is surprisingly refined. Despite the 3-inch lift and aggressive tires, it tracks straight and true on the highway. The Multimatic DSSV dampers do an incredible job of soaking up bumps and imperfections without feeling floaty or disconnected. Body roll is minimal, and the whole vehicle feels more controllable than you'd expect from something this tall. But the magic really happens when you leave the pavement. The 310 horsepower, or 350 in the rumored 2027 upgrade, provides plenty of grunt to get moving. The 8-speed automatic shifts smoothly and always seems to be in the right gear for the situation. In the rocks, the ZR2 is absolutely composed. The front and rear locking differentials give you incredible traction, and the low-range transfer case provides the precision you need for technical crawling. The underbody cameras let you see exactly what's happening beneath you, so you can place your tires with confidence. And when you want to go fast, really fast, the ZR2 delivers. In Baja mode, the truck comes alive. The suspension soaks up whoops and jumps, the engine responds eagerly, and the whole experience is pure adrenaline. I've driven a lot of off-road trucks, and I can tell you that the Colorado ZR2 is special. It's not the most expensive truck in its class. It's not the most powerful on paper. But it is the most well-rounded. It does everything well, from rock crawling to desert running to daily driving. And that versatility is what makes it so compelling. Think about it. You can drive this truck to work on Monday, pick up the kids from school on Tuesday, tow your camper to the mountains on Friday, and conquer the Rubicon Trail on Saturday. There aren't many vehicles that can legitimately do all of that. The ZR2 can. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The midsize off-road truck segment is more competitive than ever. You've got the Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro, the Ford Ranger Raptor, the Jeep Gladiator Rubicon, and the Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. How does the Colorado ZR2 stack up? Let's start with the Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. It's a great truck, no doubt about it. But it doesn't feature a front-locking differential. For serious rock crawling, that's a significant disadvantage. The Tacoma also can't match the ZR2's torque output or towing capacity. The Jeep Gladiator Rubicon is incredible in the rocks. Those solid axles and 4.0 to 1 low-range ratio make it untouchable for technical crawling. But when the speed picks up, the Gladiator falls behind. The ZR2's independent front suspension and DSSV dampers give it a clear advantage in high-speed desert running. The Ford Ranger Raptor is a serious competitor, and it offers similar capability with its own set of off-road goodies. But the ZR2's suspension technology, particularly the DSSV dampers, has been proven in competition and real-world testing in ways that few other trucks can match. The Nissan Frontier Pro 4X is competitively priced, but it lacks a true performance shock package. It's a capable truck, but it's not in the same league as the ZR2 when it comes to serious off-road performance. Here's what it comes down to. The Colorado ZR2 offers the best balance of off-road capability, on-road comfort, technology, and overall value in the segment. It's not the best at any one thing, but it's the best at everything. And in the real world, that's what matters most. Okay, let's get practical for a minute. Because as much fun as it is to talk about desert racing and rock crawling, most of you are going to be driving this truck every single day. So what's it like to live with the Colorado ZR2? First, let's address the elephant in the room, the size. Despite being a midsize truck, the ZR2 is big. With the 3-inch lift and aggressive tires, it towers over other vehicles in parking lots. You're going to have to get used to that presence. But for many of us, that's exactly the point. The cargo bed is functional and well designed. You get a spray-on bed liner, available 110V power outlet, and a mid-position tailgate that makes loading and unloading easier. The available tailgate storage system is a first-in-segment feature that adds useful, lockable storage space. Inside, the cabin is spacious and comfortable. The seats are supportive for long drives, and there's plenty of storage for all your gear. The tech is intuitive and responsive, no fighting with laggy screens or confusing menus. Fuel economy? Well, let's be real, you're not buying a ZR2 for its fuel efficiency. The TurboMax engine is powerful, and that power comes at the cost of some fuel consumption. But for the capability you're getting, it's a trade-off most of us are willing to make. Maintenance is straightforward. The suspension components are robust and designed to take a beating. The skid plates protect the vital underbody components. And with proper care, this truck will last for hundreds of thousands of miles. Here's the thing. The Colorado ZR2 isn't the most practical vehicle you can buy. It's not the most fuel efficient, it's not the cheapest, and it's not the smallest. But it is, without question, one of the most fun vehicles you can buy. And for many of us, that's worth more than any spec sheet can capture. Now, I've mentioned the Bison package a few times, but it deserves its own section. Because if the ZR2 is the ultimate off-road midsize truck, the Bison is the ultimate version of that truck. The Bison package is developed in partnership with American Expedition Vehicles, AEV, and it transforms the ZR2 into something truly special. The AEV front bumper is winch capable, meaning you can add a winch for self-recovery in extreme situations. The AEV rear bumper improves departure angles and adds protection. The boron steel skid plates provide best-in-class underbody protection. These aren't thin pieces of aluminum, these are serious armor that can take a hit. The 35-inch mud-terrain tires mounted on beadlock-capable wheels give you incredible traction and the ability to air down for maximum grip without worrying about debeating. The Bison also adds Multimatic control dampers front and rear. These work in conjunction with the DSSV dampers to provide even more control in extreme situations. When you're hitting whoops at speed or landing jumps, these jounce dampers absorb the impact and keep the truck composed. Inside, you get exclusive AEV badging on the front headrests, all-weather floor liners, and a unique interior treatment that sets the Bison apart. There's also a racing-inspired spare tire carrier in the bed. The Bison has been tested and proven by champion off-road racer Chad Hall in competition, as well as on the legendary Rubicon Trail. This isn't a mall crawler, this is the real deal. Is the Bison overkill for most people? Probably. But for those who want the absolute best, the most capable, most extreme off-road midsize truck money can buy, the Bison is the answer. Alright, let's get down to it. After everything we've covered today, the design, the powertrain, the suspension, the interior, the technology, should you buy the 2027 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2? If you're
You're getting class-leading suspension technology in the Multimatic DSSV dampers. You're getting a powerful and torquey engine that's been proven in the real world. You're getting front and rear locking differentials, a 2-speed transfer case, and serious off-road capability. You're getting a comfortable, tech-filled interior with Google built-in and an 11.3-inch touchscreen. And you're getting a truck that looks as good as it performs. Is it perfect? No truck is. The ZR2 is big, and that can be a challenge in tight parking lots. Fuel economy isn't its strong suit. And if you're looking for a work truck, there are more practical options in the Colorado lineup. But if you're looking for a truck that puts a smile on your face every time you get behind the wheel, a truck that's ready for adventure at a moment's notice, the 2027 Colorado ZR2 is hard to beat. Motor Trend put 50,000 miles on their Colorado ZR2, through towing, cross-country hauls, overland travel, snow, mud, rocks, and desert running. And here's what they concluded: after more than 50,000 miles, I argue that from a dollars per unit of performance standpoint, the Colorado ZR2 is the best midsize off-road pickup truck you can spend money on. I know it's where I'd spend mine. That's a pretty powerful endorsement. And honestly, I agree with every word of it. So that's the 2027 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. It's aggressive, it's capable, it's comfortable, and it's ready for whatever you throw at it. Whether you're a weekend warrior hitting the trails or someone who just wants a truck that stands out from the crowd, the ZR2 delivers. The mid-size truck segment is more competitive than ever, and the 2027 Colorado ZR2 is shaping up to be one of the smartest updates in the category. It's a calculated evolution designed to keep the Colorado relevant against the best competitors out there. And from what we've seen, it's more than up to the challenge. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think of the 2027 Colorado ZR2? Is this the truck you've been waiting for? Or is there another off-road truck that has your attention? Drop a comment below and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to DriveTime for more in-depth reviews, off-road adventures, and everything automotive. And don't forget to click the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep driving, keep exploring, and we'll see you on the next one.